Detroit Den 313. What is up? It's your boy Will back with another episode of what we are calling Midnight Madness. I'm pumped. This one is going to be a big one for me because I think that it's something that we overlook as fans, as football people, whether it's coaches, whether it's just people playing, just it, I just feel like when you even think about when I ask people what do they think you need to create your perfect football player? I hear all of these things. I hear speed, I hear strength, um, I hear size, but I don't hear the things that I'm going to talk about today. So, before I even get going into all of that, and and I talk to you about why my man Tom Brady is on the thumbnail. I'll get into that too here in a few. Um, I got to talk about my woman. Uh, Sheila Hamp Ford, man. That's what this thing all goes back to. Shout out to her, man, because she was the one that kind of just got the ball rolling on all of this. She hired my man Spillman. She went out and got Dan Campbell. She got Brad Holmes. Like she's the one that really got this thing going. She was a catalyst, so to speak, for this run that the Detroit Lions has been on. So again, Sheila, hats off to you and thank you so much because I was I wasn't really sure that it would happen in my lifetime that I would see the Lions having as much success as they've had so far. And I never would have thought that I would be podcasting about reasons why we're Super Bowl contenders. So that said, let's get into it. I feel like Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, and Sheila went into this thing with a different outlook, with a different thought process. They weren't worried about how fast you ran predominantly or how strong you were. They they got together and they figured out what they thought it would take to create a winning team, right? Not to get the best players in the draft, not to get the fastest players in the draft, right? To get players that fit the team concept that they were trying to create to go out and have a successful team. They blew this thing up and they started bringing in their guys that met that culture, that tough, gritty, winning mentality. So, I think that's exactly what we've been getting. And in the beginning, there was a lot of pushback. There was a lot of, hey, what are we doing here? How come we aren't picking up any of these free agents? As another podcaster that we know here, that's you guys will know when I say it, talks about all the time. He says that Brad Holmes gets free agents off the dollar menu. So all of those moves, man, it's just came and done a complete 180 for people because you can't argue it now because we're having so much success. So again, the people that we get, I think if you really just take a step back and really look at what we're doing, instead of just saying that we're just getting tough guys or gritty guys or guys that go above and beyond and work out after practice and do extra stuff, we go out and get winners, is what I'm noticing. We go out and get winners. And I think that there's a language to success. When I think about as because I just love sports in general. It's not just football. I enjoy football. It's obviously my favorite sports, and the Detroit Lions is my favorite team. But I also enjoy other sports. I can watch pretty much anything. I watch ping pong. I watch snowboarding. I watch golf. I watch just sports in general. I enjoy them. But when there's someone at the top of a sport, it seems like they have similar characteristics to guys and gals that are at the top of other sports, their work ethic, the way they go about their business, um, somewhat of an obsession with trying to be the greatest, right? It doesn't necessarily always correlate with the greatest physical attributes, i.e., Tom Brady, right? Joe Montana, even, because he had his run where he was being called the GOAT, right? They weren't the fastest, they don't have the biggest arms, right? But they happen to have a lot of success because of the way that they go about the game, right? Tom Brady, we all know his story with the combine numbers and the measurables. Hey, winningest quarterback of all time, been dubbed the GOAT, right? I think of guys like Kobe Bryant, sickening work ethic, sickening obsession with knowing everything that he could about the game to help his teams be successful, how to prepare his body, diet and nutrition, getting rest, preparing himself for games, how he warmed up, just all of these things, man, are cultural things. And I think we've done nothing but continue to draft guys like that. Amon Ross St. Brown, Panay Sewell, Sam Laporta. Um, a lot of when you go through our roster, most of these guys were captains on their college teams. Right? They were captains. Captains have to set the standard of excellence high to become a captain. Right? These are guys that are winners. Right? A lot of these guys come from national championship teams. If we're talking about the farm of guys that we got from Alabama, they know and they understand how to win. Right? So I'm gonna take you guys back to a comment because I think it correlates to the Lions' success. It's something that Herm Edwards has mentioned. He made the comment, "You play to win the game," right? And he also talked about how winners win. And Eric Thomas, shout out to you, man, hip hop preacher, Michigan State graduate. Um, he also talked about how winners win. And then when you really think about it, man, all those games where Tom Brady was in the Super Bowls and tough games in the playoffs, and it came down to the wire. And most of the time, he found a way to win. Guys who are old enough to know Michael Jordan, the tough battles that he went through, where he hit game-winning shots or things came down to the wire and he took over. He winners win, man. He was a winner, right? It's these aren't movies, man, but somehow, some way, these superstars, the Wayne Gretzky's, the Patrick Mahomes, they find a way to win. And I truly believe it's because that's what winners do. Winners earn the right to win. Winners catch 102 balls after practice every single day. That's what they do. Winners stay after practice and study and get extra reps. Winners stay after practice and work with the veterans or work with their coach, right? Winners stay after practice or come to early to the facility and do film study and get throws in and get comfortable. Winners fly their receiving cores out to work out with them, right? Like winning coaches do the things they need to do to be relatable to their players to put them in the best situation to be successful. We are drafting a certain type of player, and to me, it's a player with a winning mentality over everything. The winning mentality is over everything. We sat in a room and we figured out what we thought for our team was a recipe for success. And then we draft people who are aligned with that. We don't draft Jalen Carter because he's the best player in a draft. No, we go in and draft players that are aligned with what we need to be successful. So now, as I look through this roster, and it is just has guys all over it from the first round to the last round in the seventh round, guys that fit that mentality, who are overachieving, that are guys that we're saying that were drafted at value and they're immediately ending up on the field like the Malcolm Rodriguez's and stuff like that, man. It is, if we've missed on somebody, it's been because of injury, not because of ability or character, right? So I got to tip my hat to Brad, man. He's doing a phenomenal job. And I'm excited because to me, that's what it's about. Why is Tom Brady on this thumbnail? Because Tom Brady was not a crazy gifted athlete, but he was a winner, right? And that is what Sheila is doing. She's getting a bunch of Tom Brady's. Now, that I'm not saying that she's getting a bunch of goats, but she's getting her and Brad and Mr. Spillman and Mr. Holmes and Coach Campbell. They're getting people who are willing to make the sacrifices to win. What do they say about it? Earn the right to win. They're getting a bunch of guys that earn the right to win. That way, when these games come down to the last second, these games come down to the wire, we are going to win because that's what winners do, right? Right. Yeah, you went to Alabama and you won a national championship because you earned the right. You did the sacrifices. You made the sacrifices to be successful. Like you've learned how winning is an ability and it's underrated, right? It's not, and winning doesn't have to do with running a 40 fast again. It doesn't have to do with how much you bench press. Winning is something that you practice. Winning is something that you prepare for. And I don't think that everybody knows how to do it. I don't think that everybody has the same opportunity to be successful in those moments. Now, if you train to be in that last second moment a bazillion times and it just comes natural to you because you trained for it so many times and so much from physical to mental reps, then you're going to be set up for success. So, guys, that's where I'm coming from today. The Detroit Lions are set to compete for a Super Bowl, not because of the physical abilities of our players. It's because of the mindset. It's because of the mindset, not because of the intelligence of our coaches, because of the mindset. We have a lot of ex players that have had a lot of success in this NFL and been a part of successful organizations as a group, as a unit, as a team. We understand how to win. We're winners. And that's why in 2024, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to win. We're not going to be one of those teams. I hear people talking about it. Hey, this was an anomaly. This was a, one shot deal. The Lions are going to go back to SOL again. I would bet my bottom dollar that this team is just going to come right back and be successful, pick right back up where we left off, because we got winners in our projected, because we don't know who's going to be out there, but in our projected first string, we got winners. In our projected second string, we got winners. In our projected developmental players. To say I'm excited would be an understatement. Guys, drop it in the comments. Do you think that we have a Super Bowl caliber culture, not a Super Bowl caliber players, right? Or a Super Bowl caliber talent? Do we have a Super Bowl caliber culture now in Detroit? Because I truly believe that we do. And I truly believe that's what's going to carry this team into hopefully a decade or more of success, not just success in 2024 coming off of 2023, not just success until Jared Goff's contract run out. No, I'm talking about continued success for the next decade, because this roster is deep. It's deep with captains. It's deep with guys that are gritty. It's deep with guys that are team guys, team first, right, guys? And I'm excited for it. So again, guys, put it in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this roster, how you feel about our chances to win a Super Bowl, and I'll be back with another episode. Peace.